Welcome to ASCENT. Today we have a divine masculine channeled message. I'm really intrigued by the energies and just been trying to take some time to sit with it. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and bless and just start to see what comes out, okay? Quick question. How's it going? How are you? And did you know that at least where I'm from, today is 122221. That's the date. All right. My abundance is blocked. Why, divine masculine? Because you don't have the confidence about what? About your ability to do what needs to be done. Hmm. The divine masculine is they're nervous and they can't quite get a feel for what's going on in their life right now. Yeah. Things not turning out the way they'd hoped, not seeing the positive, crying over spilled milk. Wow. King of Cups. Open your heart and mind. I've been working on the exclusive package for 2022, and this card came up in a reading with a bunch of other kings. It was wild. And I think the message there holds true here. The divine masculine is discovering a new vulnerability. If you look at this, King, 5, that's 6 of Cups. This is lover's energy when we're working with the same suit. The divine masculine, for the first time in a long time, if not ever in their life, it really depends on the person, they're finding themselves either craving peace and seeking it, or having sought peace, found it, and feeling like, whoa, what is this? And it may not be constant, but it's enough for them to notice. And it feels good. But in the peace, in the quiet, is that a song? In the peace, in the quiet place, I want to know you. I want to hear your voice. There's something happening where they're still not sure. And now they're looking at all the things that happened behind them in the past. And remember, 6 of Cups can be such a twin flame card, but it can also be such a past life or past situations, past issues, memories, romanticizing. There's a lot that as they look forward and have the quiet space, the quiet peace, that they feel some way about. Whoa, okie dokie, here we go. 15, death, not death, sorry, the devil, ego, Page of Pentacles, and the Hierophant with the Page of Swords. So the fears that they have are about being able to go forward right now with something, because the way that they've always thought is getting in the way. Divine Feminine, what are some things your Divine Masculine, when they, how do I say this? You know that their actions can show, in many cases, do show you that they love you, that they care about you, that they want to be with you, that they see the chemistry. But then some of the things that they say, it almost sounds like they're brainwashed. And if there's anything that they've said to you that you would be willing to share, it can be very, very, very helpful. Okay. One of the things Mr. Lightwork said to me is that the reason that he didn't want the label of the relationship was because of the responsibilities that come with the label. But that really told me a lot more about him and a lot more about where he was than, oh, he just doesn't want labels right now, than I was willing to admit. So interesting, the divine masculine is thinking about all the reasons why they've been unable to be real, be honest, be themselves. And it's because the things that they do when they're not thinking about it and they're just living and being come out, they actually do come out as very loving. It's when they're thinking and they're trying to fit the mold that everything just falls apart because they are so conflicted. They're so conflicted. They know that they're supposed to be doing this. They know that they're supposed to do this because they have felt for a long time it was time for something new. Think about it. We saw the King of Pentacles and now we're seeing Page and Knight. This is serious. They want to build, they want to do more. But they're also pretty sure that the old them is still very much present in this new space that they're finding. And it's the old them that they're going to rely on to figure things out right now because they don't realize. And this is the beauty of how amazing their journey is and how amazing they are and how much credit you really should give them. Not taking credit from you. You can both have credit. You don't have to dim anyone's light. And it's not just about you dimming the light of other divine feminines. You don't have to dim your divine masculine's light to make your journey seem more challenging or anything like that. Okay, you can accept this. They don't even know that there is a divine masculine in them. Do you understand that? You understand that before you found out you were a divine feminine and had that spirit of the divine feminine within you, that you didn't know that you had that, that you were that. You may have known that you were feminine, or you may have known a lot of different things, but you probably didn't know the whole of it. Now you do. You have that information as you move through. And it explains so much about your longings and everything about you. And it gives you so much information about how to be. Your DM has been doing all this stuff and making all these changes, not even knowing, having absolutely no idea that inside of them exists this wholeness that's right there. They just have to step into it. They just have to put it on, like a suit. They're doing this and they're relying on faith more than most of us can. So the fear is coming in because they don't know that their divine masculine self exists on the other side of this. What is it that they need you to understand? Why is there confidence something that they bring up here? Even when we got this message, right? The Page of Swords, least confident page. Really unsure about themselves. What do we need to know? Wow. Because they've never had this before. And again, this is the vulnerability that your person wants you to know they're experiencing. Well, maybe they don't want you to know. Maybe divine wants you to know that, though. That for them to be in a place of peace and having focus, right? Being able to move forward and do so with intention. I know you might think, oh, they've had intention. No, listen to me. They have never felt in control. Not really. Not really. So for them to be handed control along with the peace of mind to figure out what to do it's a lot. It's a very quiet, still, nerve-wracking energy for them. And all they hear is this tick-tock, click, 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 click. And they're just like, oh man, how am I supposed to find this? I know that this life, that there is magic, there is something really beautiful available to me now. I can sense it. And I think that makes them very emotional to even be experiencing it on those small little bits and pieces that they're getting. But man, oh man, to have to figure out how to do this, they have never been able to achieve what they've been looking for all this time. You know that. And you know it's because their intentions weren't pure. The little bit of intention that they had, that really wasn't anything because it flip-flopped around so dang much. It was never pure, though. It was never really about anything. It was just what they were doing at the moment. And there was never really a great vibe with it. For them to suddenly be given all, like the whole world in front of them with, as a part of their awakening, like their reward, their gift, that doesn't really mean much when they have no idea what to do with it. And that's the difference between their journey and your journey as a divine feminine. We want the world in our hands because we know what we can do with it, but divine says no. Divine masculine doesn't really want the world. They just want enough for themselves and their little pocket, their little family. But divine puts the world on their shoulders and tells them, figure it out. Again, everything in this journey is equal and opposite. And if you want to understand your person more, think about what you want and then to go to the exact opposite of that. And that's probably what you're going to find that they want, that they are pursuing, that they, or at least the reason behind it, always going to be the opposite of what you think. So you look at this and think, hello, come to me, come home. They don't know that. They've had plenty of relationships, most of them have, right, that did not give them this. So, okay, if that's the case, what does divine feminine have to do with this? Give me something here. Oh, that is a lot. Yeah, that's way too many. Get a little clearer. Okay, thank you. Wow. Okay. In the same reading, if not the other reading I did for the exclusive, the Hermit came up, but it was for the divine feminine. So that's why it's weird. So divine feminine encouraged this. You gave me the opportunity to find the peace that I'm in. You initiated my grand shift in my life. But what you didn't know about that is that there was a lot that you were not able to teach me. You initiated it. And maybe there were certain things that you played a part in, but you weren't there when I needed help. And yeah, you might have said, hey, oh, you could have called me anytime. But the thing is, you wouldn't have known how to answer. And it would have put a lot of pressure on you that wasn't right for you. So we've got the divine masculine going through all this stuff, dealing with all these energies. Meanwhile, they know that the divine feminine is who they could go to. But they're so afraid even now that they're getting this opportunity to make something happen that it's still like going to the divine feminine comes over here. I won't say it's not in their mind, but it's not what they think they're supposed to be doing for some reason. And I wonder if it's because there's something about your awakening and how amazing you are that makes them think, dang, I better come correct next time. And I don't know if I can't even, all I've ever wanted was this, at least for me. So DF, how the heck am I supposed to come to you now trying to figure all this out when this is literally all I've ever been trying to do? Look at the cards, DF. Pentacles, pentacles, pentacles. They're trying so hard to change their lot in life, and they've never succeeded before, and they really don't know why they think they would succeed now. So to come to you in this space, for some reason, they're afraid, but I think they need your help with something. Look at this. Look at the work. Look at that. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. They've got a lot happening. And they wish that they could have you here, but for some reason, look at this. Ooh, Grace, calm down. Oh, this energy's been like, oh my goodness. We start with 5 of Cups. Now we have 4 of Cups. It's like they feel your pain. It's funny, they say life is out of balance, and then you get this 14 energy. And you have 5 and 9, you've got 14 energy. You are outside of their life, and that's where their life is out of balance. And I don't think they get that part. I don't think they get that. That you are a part of their divine balance. Ooh, child. Look at this. Wow. The Sun and the 3 of Swords. And you have this 9 and this 10, we were talking about. You've got 19. This is what needs to be connected. Divine feminine will always inspire the divine masculine to shift, to change, to grow, to transform, constantly evolving. The divine feminine can definitely show the divine masculine how abundance is done. But they keep blocking their abundance because all they can focus on is not hurting you, not breaking your heart. Some of you are going to say, well, Grace, they've been done that. Well, yeah, so hello. Maybe they really don't want to do it again. Have you not considered that's possible? I know that sometimes it's easier to kind of sit in the pity, what's it called? Pity party. I know it's sometimes easier to just throw out rebuttals just to because you're upset. But realistically, if you stop doing that and you think about it for a second, your true divine masculine loves you. If they don't even know you yet, or they don't realize it's you, because you over here entertaining some person that's, anyways. What's even worse is that they feel this longing for someone that they can't even understand it. But all they know is whoever is going to fill that space of that person that's in that vision of tomorrow, they don't want to do this to them. You've got some of you have someone you've never met that you don't even know like that, beating themselves up for something they're not even going to do to you. And you got some reader telling you that the person that does do all that evil stuff to you is your person. Boy, y'all, it's another reason why I'm not doing personals as much anymore. You guys need me here, whether you know it or not. I know it gets really annoying when someone bursts your bubble, especially when Grace, why are you always bursting everything? You're supposed to be doing a channel message right now. Because some of you get channeled messages and you think it's coming from that abusive, wild, narcissist, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, bruh, this person is going through so much right now. And they're in a place where everything hurts. And they don't want that for you. Whether it's because they bring you into their vibe or because they do something foolish because of their old ways of thinking that freaking breaks you. So they're trying to figure out how to make this work. They're trying to figure out how to create a life that is worthy and deserving of the person that will hold their heart. In some cases, already does. But they're also making sure that they don't ruin things. Look at this. Look at the blue. I'm not saying blue is typically, look, first of all, I don't know if you can see this, but look at this. The freaking thing, it turns blue right here. It's like even the energy of the fabric that I'm using matches where the divine masculine is right now. And it's this fading in between. You've got this purple. You've got this crown chakra violet over here. But over here, you have the green. In their heart, they're struggling with, can I really do this? Am I really full of love? Truly? Me? Am I really kind and caring? Caring? Me? They're struggling with this idea of maybe the reason why I haven't been successful is because I keep trying to do things for me instead of doing things for other people, not realizing that I actually would love to do things for other people because it would make me feel really good. 10, 11, 12, Hanged Man. They've got to figure this out. But remember, the Hanged Man behind his head, he's got that bright circle of light. And in this deck, the Hanged Man is awakening. It's happening for them. And as it flows, it helps them understand the truth of who they are. It helps them have that clarity of vision. But look at where you are, Divine Feminine. Right now, your Divine Masculines, I get more throat chakra than I do third eye chakra about speaking. But I think that when it comes to seeing things, I feel like that big picture is more third eye. So there is this sliding scale of intuitiveness within them that says, whether it's to protect my divine feminine or whether it's to make sure I'm on the level that I need to be for my divine feminine, I cannot move forward until I figure this out. The divine masculine is trying to bridge the gap right now. And I think what they're trying to tell you is that they're getting grounded in this truth, but they're also terrified of how far away they've kept you, how far outside of their life they've kept you. There's a lot of worry that it's too late. There's a lot of worry that it's gone too far. There's a lot of worry that all they're ever going to do is hurt you. There's a lot of stuff coming through. It's so, ugh. What do we got? 8 of Cups. I do want to move on though. And I hope you know that, Divine Feminine. I want to move on. I want something meaningful. The spiritual and emotional growth I've already experienced has made me crave more. I want something deeper. And until I have that, I'm not going to be happy. That's the truth. That's what they want you to know. I'm not going to be happy until I figure out how to finally achieve what I've always desired, but with that nugget of truth that you gave me. I mean, I just look at this. 9, 3. The energy they have towards you is also a Hanged Man. 12. I'm just trying to help you understand that the divine masculine is, no matter what behaviors that they exhibit, again, not that you have to just write it off and forgive them and act like it didn't happen, but to say that, again, in a healthy, somewhat challenging, but still typically healthy, normal twin flame dynamic. Not we're putting trauma events. You need to get some therapy, not tarot. But standard twin flame dynamic, will they, won't they, there is always going to be an energy of questioning the divine masculine's love for the divine feminine because of the things that they do, not realizing that the things that they do are never about you. And as they come to you now and say, hey, listen, I want to do the right things. I just don't know if anything I do will ever be good enough, not really because of you, but because I still haven't had my moment of clarity to connect the dots and realize, oh, when I'm with you, I'll be different. When we get together, everything will fall in place. The reason why I haven't been able to do this yet, but every time I get close to you, I get inspired, or every time I see you, I just get this, that's it, is because, oh, duh, we need to be together. They have not made that connection because to them, relationships are cheap, you guys. You might say, oh, that's not very divine. I understand. By the way, can I just say something? One of my favorite comedians, because to say I don't have any favorites. This is Grace. Not your DM's not about to tell you their favorite comedian right now. One of my favorite comedians in the whole wide world is Jim Gaffigan. And one of the bits that he does is he says crazy stuff and then he imitates some random appalled lady in the crowd. So I just kind of do that in my chat, I think, because I hear you in my brain. But it just made me think of Jim Gaffigan because he has a new special out. Shameless plug because I love him. Anyways, let's look here. Look at that. These two came out together, 8 and 3. But this wants to be over here. 1, 2, 3. So I love that we keep saying, 12 hanged man, 12 hanged man, and then we end up with 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. And we started the reading with 1 plus 2. We started with Ace of Pentacles and 2 of Swords. There was a reminder that the Divine Masculine, the abundance is flowing, the information is present. They're either getting off or already off the tree, but there's still a little bit of confusion about how to make it all happen. But what needs to be understood about all of this is, for you, it's very important for them to express to you that they want more, they need more. But for themselves, they need to start to embrace this energy. And I think it's very interesting to see that on the one hand, there's this deep introspective sense of I need to figure this out and make this connection. And then on the other side, it's like, I need to make sure that I use this energy. Oh, I need to get in the flow. This feels good, which I kind of like for them. It bothers me that they're over here. I will say that. It bothers me that they've got Divine Feminine off to the side, still like kind of protecting you in their thoughts, but keeping you out of their heart. But then thinking about the potentials of what's going to happen with you guys in the future is kind of holding them over. I feel like that's the one unfair thing that the Divine Masculine does kind of consistently, is like uses the Divine Feminine's energy, comes in, gets some, ghosts you, and it's because they're filling up. Again, the twin flame dynamic is almost identical to the codependent narcissist cycle until you break out of it. Even if you guys aren't narcissist codependent, even if that's not what's happening, the cycle is the same. I've studied it. So be aware that even if they don't know what they're doing, even if they're not full on diagnosed narcissists and never would be because that's not who they are, there could be traits that they have that mimic it. And if either of you have ever dealt with, because they might not be a narcissist, but maybe they've dated someone who's been with other narcissists and has codependent tendencies, and they got involved in that and it increased their narcissism. Or perhaps you always dated narcissists, and even though they're not one, you brought in behaviors of a codependent and created the dynamic between the two of you. So just remember that even if there isn't real NPD going on, there could still be some behaviors that seem like it, and a part of it could be them coming in and out, or what they've done in the past. But here I'm seeing if they do that now, it's less likely to be out. But if they do that now, the purpose is because they're trying to do everything they can to stay positive in spite of the fact that their old beliefs, their doubt in themselves, the pain that they're worried about causing you in the future, and also what they've already caused you in the past from their issues, and knowing that they may never be good enough for you, all this stuff is weighing on them, and they still want more. They still want different. Let me clear the board here and get some new cards. Ooh. How many of you can say that, because I know there's going to be a bunch of people that if when we're live, we get like new people, and sometimes they're jumping from chat to chat and they're like, I'm crazy and I'm here to say that all divine masculines are narcissists. Wah! Okay. Not you, ma'am. Not you, sir. Everyone else. Do you feel that what I just said has any relevance in your dynamic? That maybe there is some similarity in that the cycle that I mentioned. Maybe there could be where both or one of you has had some of those types of relationships. Anybody? Yeah. Okay. That's because I know I saw one person. Okay. Look at this. Now we come here. We started with 1 and 2. Now we have 1 and 8. So I want to move on. I want this. This thing that I told you has been blocked from Divine Masculine's lack of confidence. It shows up again, and we start this message to say, hey, I want you to know that in spite of the fact that I don't know how to do it, and I'm blocking it, and I don't know what I'm doing to block it, which unfortunately is not getting into union until when they, decide to. I still want it. I'm still going to try to figure this out. So let's do another. Look at that. I'm so proud of them. They're going to try to be happy. And I know like some of you are going to be like, oh no, what does that mean? With me, without me? Pause. Why does it always have to be about you? Just take a second and listen to this. They're going to try to be happy. Some of you got some grumpy ass divine masculines, and this should make you thrilled. Okay. Oh my goodness. I got to tell you guys, Mr. Lightwork, when he gets on camera, when he's in front of a bunch of people, he's real. Me too. I'm like that too. I'm like, rah, rah, rah. But we're actually both really chill, really quiet people. We're just like vibing. And it's just funny that for Mr. Lightworks, his change in becoming happy wasn't necessarily to go from being really quiet to being really loud, even when it's just us, like being crazy and fun and da 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 da. No, it was simply to go from in those moments of quiet time and chilling together and relaxing, not being overwhelmed and bombarded by awful thoughts and negative vibes. So his finding happiness didn't really change his personality. It just changed his level of peace he has on a given day. This is what they're searching for. This is what they want. Was that 7? Was that 7, 8, 9, 10? No, I don't remember now. It might have been though. Seeds well planted. A temporary pause in action. Unnecessary worry. I feel like this message just shifted. It's like this is what they wanted you to know was happening. It's funny because I feel like depending on where your DM is, they could have been speaking present where I just was, or they were speaking past and now where they are now is present. But if you identify more with where I just was, then this is a message from their future. I hope that makes sense. Whew, I hope that makes sense. It made sense to me, but unfortunately, cannot always say that. All right. So, what do you want us to know? Wow, look at that. Look at that. We called it. And remember, this is where we saw the lover's energy before, except it was with 5 of Cups and what was that? King of Cups. Now we see the lovers and it's like, look, I'm taking the time to figure things out and I'm realizing something as I, ask for this advice and try to figure out, where is the help that I need? What am I supposed to be doing here? As I consider what would make me happy, as I go through all of this, all that keeps appearing to me is you. Look at the peace on the divine feminine's face. It's so simple. What is this? Wow. Look at this. So simple. I got my message, divine feminine. Okay, now look at this though. Carefully weigh your decisions, and then we have take time to carefully review your options. So the divine masculine wants you to know something. Both of these cards are cards of being sure, right? This is the most sure-footed, highly skilled, action-oriented, let's go, let's do this power, let's defeat everyone knight in the deck. This card is a card of true love. When these two cards come together, what you get is absolute. And yet, both of them say, be careful. Both of them say, if you want to be sure, if you want to do this right, that you must do it sure-footed in perfect divine order and timing. I love this. I love this because it says, you know what? I'm scared, but I am starting to see, divine feminine, that if I trust what's being laid in front of me, and I flow with it and I make my choices and decisions in the right time, everything works out. Everything works out. So, okay, DM, I see that we've shifted into this future mind state. I feel like we're getting your vision. Okay? Yeah, look at that. As I say it, it stops on dreams. Yeah, look at that. 11. And look at this. This is nuts. This is nuts. Look at this. There's 3 cards in this deck that say careful, and all 3 of them came out just now. What does the divine masculine in your life need to be careful about right now? Like, I know for me and Mr. Lightwork, he needed to be careful because he has a son, you know? And on one side, there's a, like a human child life involved. And then on the other side, there's like the family law court, jail time for not paying child support, license suspension, can't drive, like all that fear that surrounds that. You've got 2 avenues of needing to make sure that everything you do is very calculated so that no one has any issues, because it's a dangerous place to be. So your divine masculine might have to be careful because, like, some of you're in third party situations, they're married, and the wife, or maybe a husband, I don't know, but someone could take them for all they got. So it's interesting because there's things that say they have to be careful for that reason, but then there's some of you who know full well they have to be careful because they've been burned bad. Why did your DM have to be careful? Look at that. 12. Y'all. Wow. And look at this. Look at this. Just in case we didn't believe it, divine feminine, do you want to know how the divine masculine is going to find that happiness? Remember? This came up in the energy just now. They're going to manifest it. Everything they learned, they're going to manifest it. But that takes time, at least for them, because they don't know what they're doing. They just have a pretty, maybe positive, sure, I think I got it, maybe this is it, idea of what to do. And they feel this power, and they feel that they're supposed to be doing something different. This is nuts. This is nuts. 10, 10, 2. 22, but also 2, 1, 1, and then 1, 1, and then 0, 0. That's 11, 11, and 2 new beginnings. This is divine masculine's 2020. Or 2022, I'm sorry. This is what they're doing. This is amazing. 300 people here. Is that real? Only 100 people have liked the video? Is my stuff wrong? I don't know what's going on. I guess I haven't said it yet. Please like the video. Thank you. That was weird. Thanks, guys. Because I'm sorry, but have you seen the syncs tonight? I'm all right. So divine feminine, divine masculine wants you to understand that they know themselves better than ever before, because at least now they can see who they're not. And they know themselves better than ever before because at least now they can see that there is something. They don't know exactly in some cases what's going on. Some of them, they know. They've always had that praying grandmother, or their parents took them to church or synagogue or whatever, whatever they went to. But some of them don't know nothing. They just feel it, which again, more power to the people who don't even know why the frick they feel this or know this, and yet they do. So your divine masculine needs you to understand something. They cannot explain why, but they feel like this is the time. Continue to move forward. New partnerships, a time of positive change, a situation suddenly moves forward. I mean, oh man. Why do they want you to know this? I feel like this is saying I'm off the hanged man tree. I'm off the tree. I'm having this awakening, and I don't have to be stuck anymore. I need you to know that in spite of the fact that I've been so afraid, that I just kept letting my ego get in the way, and I kept trying to separate you and everything I had going on until I felt like everything was ready to come into alignment. But whoa, come back. Oh my goodness. But, oh wow, look at that. Look at that. But it seems as if they understood that if they wanted any of this, that the work they had to put in had to count, it had to matter. That's what they figured out. This is where, okay, remember earlier we kept seeing all the pentacles and it was like, I know it's my time. I get the sense I've been pursuing this my whole life, but I know that what I was looking for and the way I was going about it was wrong because it never worked. And I still have a feeling now that I was doing something wrong. So I'm going back to Pentacles school. I'm going back to figure out exactly the most effective and efficient way to do this. Okay? Wow. Because they're not missing the point. This is the transformation. This is a big moment for them. I didn't miss the point, Divine Feminine. I get it now. I realized that all I could see in my path was everything that had gone wrong. But I never looked at all those failures as lessons learned. I just looked at it as attacks from the universe. I just looked at it as life hating me. I just looked at it as everyone was out to get me. I never understood that there was a reason, that there was good, that there were things that I needed to pick up or figure out, that there were relationships that had to end. I never got that. Wow. But look, I have a new judgment. I have been reviewing and evaluating. I have made a favorable assessment of the facts, and it is time to move in a new direction. This is nuts. This is nuts. This is nuts. So what's the new direction? What do you want your Divine Feminine to know? Oh, Five of Pentacles. No more fear. I've been afraid for so long. Look at that. This is interesting because you've got self-employment. This is like a work card. Lots of work stuff is coming up. Career, light worker vibes. But this is interesting because it's like work and vacation. And it's interesting because there's this sense of the 9 to 5. There's this sense of the standard way of doing things. And that they've kind of stuck with that, even though they knew it wasn't the best thing. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, that's a freaking paradigm shift. That's a paradigm shift. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know some of you don't know anything about paradigms. You don't care about paradigms. Oh my gosh. The Divine Masculine. Remember, Pentacles. They're all in some way about the Pentacles. Doesn't always have to be about wealth and riches, but that's their thing. A major paradigm shift that we all, if we've come from poverty, have to make. If we've come from anything that is not wealth, so middle class and beyond, below, right? We have to understand that time should not equal money. If time equals money, then we are limited to 24 hours a day minus sleep, family, and all the we have to do, which equates in America at least about 8 hours a day. But if you can only make $10 an hour, even $20 an hour, even $50 an hour, if you can only make something on an hourly basis, you are, unless you're able to have a service that people are really willing to pay like $10,000 an hour or something, you're never going to get rich. Never. Now, if you do that and you invest, if you know, sure, there's right. But if we're talking about just going to work every day and working for time equals money, your Divine Masculine just learned something. That time equals time. That is a paradigm shift from working every day or thinking that everything has to be in the standard way of doing things. So whether that means that they're going to start a business or an organization or something, like even starting a YouTube channel. I am doing this video right now. Some of you are at work right now. Let's say you make $20 for this hour that you sit with me. Now, right now I don't make a lot, but let's say I was a big YouTuber, right? Let's say I had 1 million subscribers. If I did this hour as a 1 million subscriber YouTuber, I might get paid, let's say, from the live chat and a little bit of monetization. Let's just say I made $1,000 from that video, because that's a lot of money from a video, okay, so for an hour. But then for the rest of the time I've got my YouTube channel, there is a chance, especially if that video goes viral or if I just have a lot of viewers, that not only am I going to get paid for that hour that I put in right now live, but I'm going to get paid for that hour forever. No offense, but I'm going to ask you a question. Because again, I don't have 1 million subscribers. I don't make $1,000 a video. I'm lucky if I make $100. So listen, if you could get paid for the hour just now that you made $20 more than once, would you? Of course you would. But how can you do it if you are exchanging time for money? So the divine masculine has learned something very, very valuable. And the divine feminine may not care about that. The divine feminine may not ever care about money or pentacles, wealth, any of that stuff the way the divine masculine does. The divine feminine might even love their light work, but still care about it for a different reason than the DM cares about theirs. But the divine masculine just learned that they've been spinning their effing wheels. The reason they've been so damn tired is because all they've been doing is exchanging their time in the moment. Now, some of them are going to, do something different. Like maybe they start to understand you can barter, right? And that you can have a very rich life without money, but actually just exchanging time and energy and resources. It doesn't necessarily have to be that they're going to learn to invest or start a YouTube channel, but they've learned something extremely important in the last couple of years. And it is going to change the way they see everything. This is big, because if your divine masculine chooses to ignore this, which many of you can identify with, how many of you have known you need to walk away from that friend or quit that job? Just how many of you know that there's something you should have done a long time ago and you still haven't done it? Just raise your hand. Just put a hand raised in the chat. So you get this, divine masculine. Some of them out of fear that still sits, or simply out of what is that? I don't know. It's like the law of sitting on your butt. There's just, they can't get out of the rat race, even though they know it. And that's going to be even worse for that group. Hopefully it's a small group, because it's 2022, y'all. But it will be even worse for that group, because once you know something that important and you ignore it, you don't forget it just because you ignored it, and it eats away at you way worse than when you were oblivious. So, okay, divine masculine wants you to know that in their heart of hearts, as they have figured these things out, and now that they've gotten this information and they're seeing how to manifest what they weren't able to do before, and they're learning more about it, they're trying to tell you they're not going to be afraid anymore. They're not going to sit here and do this. They have made a favorable assessment. They are reevaluating things. Wow, and look at that. King of Cups comes right back out. They are no longer going to brush their emotions to the side and ignore the truth of how they feel. Now, I don't know about you, DF, but so far what's coming out is opening us up for reunion. I don't know about you, but I'm just, okay. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. The Knight of freaking Cups. If you didn't think this was about you, just so you know, it is. Falling in love. The need to balance emotions. Don't worry, I got this. The reason I couldn't do these things, the reason I wasn't ready for marriage, or at the very least a long-term commitment, the reason I wasn't ready to say I love you, the reason I wasn't ready to hold your hand in public or invite you to meet my family, whatever it is, was because I was so emotionally shut down and on one side of my emotions, which is usually whatever low vibe your DM leans into, anger, pain, rage, depression, whatever. There was no room for me to love you. There was no room for me, but now I find that being more balanced, being more sure and trusting that my emotions are there for a reason, it works. And it's a good thing for me to do. So what else do you want us to know? What else are you changing? What else is different? What else are you not going to carry into the new season? You're going to make time. I'm going to make time for people and be sensible. Funny, because we just admitted that we find ourselves in the low vibe emotions, which probably cause us to lash out and say things again, or even cling to our old ways of doing things, even though our heart of hearts wants to do one thing, our mind tells us to do another. No more. Divine Feminine, I'm not doing this anymore. And I'm going to deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Oy. That's a big one for the Divine Masculines, okay? That's a big one. Dealing with the things that come their way in a kind and understanding manner is not exactly something that the Divine Masculines are known for before they become their divine self. Wow, look at this. Wow, look at this. Look at this tower wow, this is amazing. The reason why the Divine Masculine is having the ability to make these changes is because there's something in them that says, I don't have to be afraid anymore. I can take this mask off. I can be vulnerable. It's safe to be here. This is what they've been avoiding. And there was a reason they avoided it that went beyond just, oh, I want to do what I want to do. It was also fear about all the things that came along with it. Now you see the Divine Masculine is able to focus. Look at this. Remember, the Five of Pentacles came out and said, hey, listen, my paradigm has shifted, and I realized that I never had the time for my kingdom. I was always working for someone else, helping them build theirs. Now that I have the time to think and the peace of mind to just flow, I see myself and I'm not doing this anymore. And I see my future and I realize that I can't do both. I can't keep living how I was living before. I can't keep thinking how I was thinking before. I have to do things different. And I think I have to forgive myself because my paradigm was so messed up, I didn't even know. But that doesn't take away what I did and all the things that my lack of focus caused for you. So what do you want to say? Whoa, that was fast. Divine Feminine, all of this was temporary. I don't want you to worry anymore. I was afraid, and I'm still not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. My confidence, it's growing. I'm starting to feel better about everything. But you did so much. You planted so many good seeds. And you were right about so many things. And now that I've stepped into who I am, I just don't want you to feel like there's anything to worry about, because what I want to offer you, wow, what I want to give, 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. Everything that I'm afraid of is because I want it to be just right for you. Everything I've ever looked for, searched for, needed, I didn't even know, but it was all for you. As I finally get down to the reason why I'm here and everything I'm doing, it all points back to the mission that I have and the person I'm meant to share my life with. That's it. There's so much that I missed because I was afraid, because I wanted to hold back rather than give, but that just held me back from my own dreams. Not anymore. It's over now. Now it's time for me to see the light, to experience the good. And I see that it has to be with you. Wow. Oh my gosh. It has to be with you. That is what I needed to be turned upside down to understand. I wouldn't have believed it otherwise. I wouldn't have known that this whole situation, everything that kept going wrong, was because until I was with you, nothing would be right. Now I'm ready. Now I know. Wow. And I want you to know I will be a brand new person when we come together again. The person that you knew does not exist anymore. Really? It's not gonna. That's rude. I'm trying to do a message. You're gonna show. Okay. All right. It's time for a new phase. It's time for a new experience for both of us. This is rude. Shut up, cards. Don't talk. Let the divine masculine talk then. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's time for me to revise my plans. I'm done. I'm out of this cycle, this constant circling, doing the same old, not being able to figure out why. It's time for us to move on. It's time for us to go forward. The thing that has been blocking my blessings was the two swords, me telling myself that there's nothing wrong, that I'm not missing anything, but I knew all along that my inspiration was gone. What I had decided was wrong, and it led me down the worst path. It led me down the worst path. It made me someone I wasn't. And then even that person wasn't good enough. Nothing was. When I look back on it, it's kind of funny because I was so worried about being real, but I wasn't real at all. I didn't even know what real was. I didn't even know what real was for me, let alone for anyone else. So now, whoa. All I really want is you, our partnership. All I really want is what you and I were supposed to share. And I want to fix everything that went wrong. Because I know who I am and I know who you are. This was never supposed to be like this. And I'm sorry. That's good. It's really good. They're going to figure this out. They just want you to know. It's so important for them. 9393 is so important for them. They have a song for you. Hold on. I need to find out what this song is. Oh, this is going to be tough. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let me see. Can I do it? You're going to do it? Oh. Nope. I was trying to find something and I can't figure out how to do it. There it is. Okay, ready? There's 3 songs. The first song is a song by Doja Cat. Doja Cat. Need to Know. What's that? Let's find out. Doja Cat. Need to Know. Okay. Oh, that looks very sexual. Um, what's the point? How do I do this? Okay, lyrics. Oh my. So there's some nasty stuff in here, huh? Okay. So there's one song. It's a very nasty song. So some of y'all divine masculines been coming and giving you them nasty dream sexualness, sexual chocolate and all that. So have fun. The second song is called Meet Me at Our Spot, and that's by The Anxiety, Willow, and Tyler Cole. What's this about? Oh, look at that. I feel like they just heard me say it because it immediately came up. Meet me at our spot. When I wake up, I can't even stay up. I slept through the day. I'm not getting younger, but when I'm older, I'll be so much stronger. I'll stay up for longer. Meet me at our spot. Caught a vibe, baby. Are you coming for the ride? I just want to look into your eyes and I want to stay for the night. When we take a drive, maybe we can hit the 405. Hypnotized by the lights. Man, this must be the life. Huh. Meet me at our spot. Got something I want to show you. Meet me at our spot. They can't find us there. Okay, interesting. So we have a need to know song, and it's like, you, me, we need to get it on. There's one message. Some of you, you could take that as you will. Some of you, divine masculines, want to meet you. And I'm going to tell you that as weird as that might sound, coming from me, and you know how I have some different beliefs about how twin flames communicate and stuff. Some of it I do agree with, some of it I don't. But Mr. Lightwork and I have had some crazy like paths crossing, even when we were in union, like not we, because we both drove for Uber and Lyft, and we would end up in the same places. It didn't make any sense, bro. It didn't make sense. So some of them want you to meet them. And I feel like it could actually happen because if you know what that means when it's like our spot, then boom, you may need to go there to have a download, or maybe you would actually run into them. I don't know. Okay. That actually happened when me and Mr. Lightwork did have our brief separation. Our spot was the place we met. Like if I hadn't seen him for a while or he hadn't seen me, we kind of knew that we could catch each other outside of that, the place we met. And then the last one is My Love by Justin Timberlake. I kind of know that song, but let's see. Aw. Justin Timberlake stated that My Love was less about marriage and more about a humble approach to love. Aw, that's sweet. Okay, there's not another woman that can take your spot. If I wrote you a symphony just to say how much you mean to me, what would you do? If I told you you were beautiful, would you date me on the regular? I can't do this. I know the song and it feels weird to read it. I should be singing it. Well, baby, I've been around the world, but I ain't seen myself another girl like you. This ring here represents my heart, but there's just one thing I need from you. Say I do. This is interesting because we kind of have this like friend, lover, wife vibe going, like meet me at our spot. We're friends, I want to get it on and you need to know that, like, because you're my person. And then on the other side, there's this thing that's like, look, you're everything. You're everything I need. This is where their mind is when it comes to you. This is their divine truth. These are the songs, and I feel like this is radio play. You know what I'm saying? This is like I'm rolling down the street and I just happen to hear, these different songs, or maybe I'm in the grocery store or wherever they just happen to be playing music. And every song that comes on, whether it's about sex, whether it's about love, whether it's about your friendship and being able to share with someone, everything reminds me of you, divine feminine. Oh, This is such a tough time for them right now, guys. This is a time of year in many places where everyone is coming together and celebrating things. And the emptiness that some of us can feel being around family and friends that aren't really fulfilling us, it can feel even deeper when there's also like that lack of love, especially when you know who that person is. Because then it's like, it's not just like, oh, I don't want to be here, I wish I was somewhere else. No, it's like, I don't want to be here, I wish I was with them. I wish they were with me. I wish we were together no matter what it was. I just want to be there. And I just feel like the divine masculine cannot get away from this feeling like they've disappointed you and they've messed up so badly, but they wish they could tell you everything. They wish it could just go back to how it was when you first met, but it's not possible and they know it, and it just sucks. It just sucks. But that doesn't change how they feel about you. It never will. Your divine masculine will never stop wanting you in every way that there is to want you. You know, it's funny because there are a lot of women who will not date men with children, right? Because they say, I'm not dating a baby mama or a baby daddy because they could always get back together. Some of you have parents like mine that I don't think my parents would ever, ever, not even if they were the last two humans on earth. And they don't even hate each other, but I don't think they ever would, right? Nah. And then some of y'all, nope, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That is the kind of strange connection. Even if your DM is not your baby daddy or your baby mama, there is a strange connection like you guys will never be able to separate. Ever. Even if it is energetically. There is something that they just feel and they know it. They know it's true. And right now, they needed you to know it is really weighing on them. Because all that stands in the way of being able to be with you in their mind before they really figure out that they probably need to get with you first for a lot of other things to fall into place. But okay, give them a chance. Give them a chance. They got to figure it out. But in their mind, it's like, oh, there's so much I have to do before I can finally just have you in my life. And it's just so heavy. But look. They're not afraid. Look at them. They're going for it. No matter what. Move aside. Get out of the way. Divine masculine is going. And their divine feminine. Can you imagine this rolling up outside your house? Final card. Final message. I'm going to read it. Hold on. Let me put these all together. That way, if we need a sync, we'll get it. Okay? Give me 1 second. The last thing your divine masculine wants to say to you tonight. They've shared that you are their everything. They've shared that they want you in the worst ways and the best ways. They want you any way they can have you. And they also know that they have to respect where you guys are, what's going on, what is the one thing they want to say. Wow. For you, I will do anything, and I am not afraid anymore. For you, I will do anything. I am not afraid anymore. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let's read 5 of Pentacles. This was one of the first things when we said divine masculine. What do you want divine feminine to know? What has changed? What's different? This was the card of the paradigm shift. So let's read this. They've realized, divine feminine, I have realized that I was too focused on what I didn't have. And my mentality of lack created a lack reality. I realize now that help was always close by, but my pessimism prevented me from recognizing it. I've been reassessing my thoughts. I've been thinking about the words I use, and I've realized my beliefs about money were wrong. I have to stop complaining, and I'm finally willing to accept any assistance that's offered. I'm finally willing to put my pride aside about the most important thing in my life, because I'm realizing that this has been one of the main reasons why we can't be together. And because of that, I want you to know things are already getting better. I need you to know that this is all temporary. Focus. Give it. The unpleasant feelings that you feel right now, everything that I've put you through, the vibe that I have put into your life, I am doing everything I can to move it, to shift it. And I want you to care for yourself, because I know the path, the trail of death that I have left in my wake. And it's time for me to change it. It's time for me to do better. Oh, this forgive me, man. Forgive me stands out so strong. It's like the divine masculine needs to know that they're forgiven in order for them to be able to move forward. That's what's keeping them on the edge right now. They're so overwhelmed by this feeling. It's driving them crazy. All they can think about is that they don't deserve you, that they messed this up, that they've been so wrong so many times. All right. Okay. 420 something people watching, 200 something likes. This is such an important message. I think some people need to see this before the holidays, so please like this video. Don't be selfish. Don't keep the message all to yourself. Like the video to share it with other people. It works like that. It really does. I'm going to give away a book tonight and a couple necklaces. So if you're interested, stick around. Otherwise, I have a feeling some of you need to rewatch this message. I have a feeling that some of you needed to learn a little bit more about why your divine masculine felt the way that they felt and why they were struggling, but also with what was making them so sure that things were going to change, even though they couldn't tell you how. Your divine masculine was just trying to reassure you. And I think that a part of it is because they need reassurance themselves. It's what a parent does when they're scared, but they don't want their child to be afraid, because they know that watching their child like cry or be sad will make them even more scared, make the parent even more scared and unable to solve the problem. So parents lie to their kids, and say, hey, I want to reassure you everything's going to be fine. And I feel like the DM right now, they're scared. They feel like that scared parent. They're worried. They see the future that they want, and they see the time and the space and everything that's in between it that's going to make it challenging to get there. And I think they just wanted you to know that as afraid as they've been, they're going to do what they got to do. They're sorry. They love you. There's so many emotions flowing right now. I want you to remember that your divine masculine has been on the hanged man tree and they didn't even know why. They have been in hermit mode. They didn't even know what was happening to them. And still, they fight for you. They love you. All right. Y'all still ain't liking my video. Y'all ain't right. Tisk. So. Oh, wait. Know what Mr. Lightwork taught me. It's not guilt. I'm supposed to say this. Ooh, it'll be so sexy if you would just like that video. Ooh, it'll be so sexy. Ooh, girl. But I feel like when my DM does it, it's actually like not weird. Oh man. Oh, it's not 11:11, but it's 11:18, which is technically 11 because 3 + 8. All right. Okay, so let's give away some stuff, shall we? And remember, You guys, this part of the video it gets cut now, all right? So that the videos are a little bit shorter. So don't be surprised if anything happens in here and you don't see it. It's gone, but the members can still look at it, okay? Look. Jamie, Andrea, Kayla, for your gift of these Love Forever roses, I would like to give you my love forever. Here you go. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Good night, everybody. Wait, if you made it this far, please leave a rose in the comments so I can remember that, please. Oh my gosh.